I'm going to show you guys a couple of things that I do with my young horses. This is Brownie. He's 2 years old. He was started by a cutting horse trainer. And from what I can tell, he did a really good job. There's just a couple of things that I would have done different. And for me, where it all starts is on the ground. So as soon as I get a horse in for training, this is a way for me to check and see what they know versus what I need to teach them. I've only had this horse in my possession for about a week. I've only ridden him twice, and he knows a little bit, but I can't wait to see his potential because I think he's going to be really cool. So as soon as I get a horse in, I use a training halter, and it's a thinner rope, and it's got two buttons on the nose and then two on the sides where the halter connects together. It looks like, so the halter that Tammy has over there, that would be the in-between. So I start him in this, and then I move him to something like that. That halter has a 12-foot lead rope. This one is 15. I know, Lon, you have the same halter that I do, and it looks like you two have a 12-foot lead as well. Yes? Okay, 10 to 12? Okay. So that is one that I would go to after I used this one. I really like the 15-foot because I can easily communicate with my horse, and I can use this rope in several different ways. I like to have a third of my rope in this part of my hand, and then a third in between my hands, and then a third from my left hand to my halter. Okay, so everything is really, really balanced. And then when I switch hands, like if I were sending him around to the left, there we go. I have my halter evenly spaced, my lead rope is evenly spaced in my hand, and then when I change directions, I just change my hands. And it makes everything really, really smooth and really, really balanced so that it's easy for him to understand. Good boy. So you can see where his trouble spots are. What does he have trouble with? Going forward, exactly. So this is a great way for me to see where his mind is at, okay? If he feels like he's going to get stuck somewhere, it's because he's not moving forward, all right? I want these feet to keep going forward until I change something, okay? And the way that I change is I'll bring my right hand to my chest. Good boy. See, he kicked his hip away from me, and he brought his nose to me. Then I can change my hands, give him a cue, and then follow through with my lead rope. So he's a lot freer going to the left. He wants to go forward. So we're going to use that to our advantage. This is what I do whenever we're at a new place and my horses are looking around and I want to get their attention on me. It's just a way for them to be fresh and be safe about it, and kind of redirecting their focus back on me whenever they encounter something new in the environment or something that might scare them. You know, there's a new truck and trailer that just pulled in, so he's kind of looking over there. So I can bump his face and say, hey, pay attention to me. I know there's other things going on, but I need your focus right here. And every time I feel this rope in my left hand get tight, I'm just going to step to his hip, pull my arm to my chest, and change direction until this horse goes forward when I tell him to, keeps his focus on me, and stays light in my hand. He's pretty good that way now that we got him going forward. See how he's kind of pulling my left hand here? So all I'm going to do is change directions. And what this is telling him is he's really nice and soft going to the right. So that's the correct answer. That's how soft I want him to be going back to the left. And if for some reason he just will not soften up here, I can do a couple of things. I can pull my hand into my chest and really get this hip moving away from me. I can put this rope under my arm and say, hey buddy, quit pulling on me. I need you to soften up and focus right here. So where does he want to go? Back. So if I stand here and I pull him to me, I'm telling him the correct answer is to come forward. Look to me, I'm your answer. If you want to be scared, that's okay. But when you're ready to be over it, come find me, because I'm ready to go to work. Okay? So let's send him off to the left again. Now let's see if we can get him a little bit lighter. See how light that hand is now? That rope in my left hand? Good boy. And I always use verbal cues, and I just tell him, you know, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for you to soften up. Good boy. Step to his hip. And then ask him to come forward. Good. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, who's ready to try it? You ready? Let's everybody go ahead and start working a little bit. If you guys need a training halter, let me know. If you need something that has a longer lead rope, and we'll just kind of jump in right now. Good, so make them start moving their feet. Use as much pressure as you need to get those horses to trot around you. Good. I'm seeing a lot of really good stuff. Remember, if they get tight in your hand, change directions. Good. Good. Lon, I want to see you get a little bit more energy out of her. So create more energy. Really spank her. There you go. Good. That's okay. Good. Now change directions. Good. Yes, ma'am. Go, go, go. She's got to learn how to leave and go forward. See how she's telling you no right there? Good. Change directions. Good, Lon. Yes. I don't care that she's loping, but she's moving. We got to get connection, and then we've got to get separation. I'm sure you've heard that before. Good. Yes. So you can see where her problem is. Can you see it? What is it?
Well, the lack of impulsion and then the fact that she just seemed not enough to work.
Yes, also, she wants to lope in the incorrect lead behind. So here's where we start teaching her good habits. Okay? So if I'm going to lope a horse on this lead rope, I'm going to give him a little bit more slack like you have. And when I ask him to lope, I'm only going to let them lope if they're in the correct lead, front and behind. Okay? So we're teaching them that this is how I want you to lope off. And this is how you need to carry your body in that small circle so that you develop the correct muscles to do it. Okay? The other thing is, if she does take off in the incorrect lead behind, I don't put more pressure on her hip. I'm going to put more pressure at her shoulder because I want her to circle. And that's okay. He wants to leave me right here. So I'm just going to get him to go forward again. And then I'm going to ask for that lope. See how he wants to leave? Now I'm going to change directions. So he wants to do the same thing she does. He doesn't want to lope a small circle in the correct lead. Nope, that way. So I got to get my forward first, and then we can work on those leads. So with her, she already wants to lope off, right? So just teach her to lope in the correct lead. Try it again. And I'll work this guy a little bit more. Good, so make her pick that shoulder up. There you go. Now tell her, good girl. Now let her stop and rest until she licks her lips or takes a deep breath. Yeah, there we go. That was a good release. Now go the other way. Let her go for a minute. Let her go, let her go, let her go. Now bump her nose to you. Good. Now push her shoulder. There. Tell her, good girl, and let her rest. Good girl. Bring her focus to you. There. Now let her rest. Good. Now go back to the left.
That seems to be a tighter side.
Yes.
So her left or my left?
Her left. So that's her right. Yep. Bumper face. Good. Now push on the shoulder. Okay, we got the front, we don't have the behind. So keep asking for her to break down. Good, good girl. Now let her rest. Good girl. There. That was much quicker. So I would keep working that left side until you can get her to consistently pick up the correct lead front and behind. You're welcome. How are you? Good. How's your lead rope? Is it long enough? Okay, do you want to trade? Why don't you try this one? I don't know if mine will stand here, but we'll try. I know. Every time I do groundwork, I'm running more than they are. shorter lead rope would be good for this one. He wants to leave me already. And keep him captured. Good, so try that one, and I want you to start loping him a little bit. Good. So turn your left hand over. There you go, good. Because eventually we want to ride these horses, right?
Yeah.
And how do we ride? Here?
Yeah.
Yes. We want everything to translate into us riding. That is beautiful. Change directions. Good. Turn your right hand over. There. As soon as you turn your hand over, what did he do? He went forward and he got himself in the correct lead. Beautiful. Good. Good. Now change directions. Good job. Yep. Good. Step in front of him. Tell him whoa. Let him rest here for just a minute. That was cool. Good job. Good groundwork. Now let's check on your mom. How we doing? Do you want to trade halters? No?
Sure. Yeah.
That one makes all the difference, I'm telling you.
Does it? Yes. Why don't we trade? We can have a three-way trade here. I texted a friend of mine one time. Oh, never mind. It's been recorded.
Oh, we can edit it out. Tell me the story. You're not being picked up from that far away, I promise you.
All three of us have birthdays within about a week of each other.
Let's have a three-way.
We were both guys.
They were not impressed, were they?
Oh, they thought it was hilarious.
Brownie's like, I want to be his friend though.
We have a brownie at home that's almost
I think that's why they named him Brownie.
that's how I was getting.
Good, so show your mom how to hold the lead rope.
There you go. Don't turn your hand over. You see where I learned things from, though.
Yes, but you guys have a great foundation.
You can see just by watching him do this, where he gets lazy when I ride him.
Yep. It's because he's not soft in his spine and he's not going forward. He's kind of shutting his front feet down.
Right, and that's what I'm talking about, wanting to get more bend.
Yep. So I would give him a longer lead, actually. Yep, let him take it through your hand. Now turn your left hand over.
Like you're holding your staff.
There you go. You've got more feel in your little fingers than you do in your index and your middle finger. So I want you to stay in a smaller space and send him around. There you go. We don't want to chase him. We just want to tell him, hey, it's okay to go out there and go forward and stay soft and focus on me. But it's really hard. There's horses over here and they're standing. They get to rest. Good. Now change directions. So I always use my hand cues first, followed with a voice command, and then follow my voice command with my rein or my lead rope. So you give them the cue, and then you follow it with your voice, and then you follow your voice with your lead rope.
Much better that way.
Yep, change directions. Good. Now help her do the at the lope, and we'll go check on Tammy. That's perfect, because she's now ready to be trained. She's in a trainable mindset now. She's not thinking about leaving. She's not thinking about anything else but you. Great. How we doing?
Learning angles. Geometry down here.
Geometry. Geometry and physics.
She's wanting to be angled back towards the hip more, so she's more in line this way. Instead of being out here.
Yeah, sending him around her. Good.
Did you see that one, how he curled his belly up so he could get his hip underneath him and come through the turn?
Step him back and away from you. This is where your filly was doing the same thing yesterday. There, good.
That's what you're after.
Yes.
Where he's drawing, setting that hind foot, and coming through the turn.
So even if you'll hold him for just a second, even in that turn, I make them take a step back. Can I show you?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was showing Josh this on the post yesterday with one of his 2-year-olds. But I want them to be a little reactive. And then when I ask them to turn, I want everything to start moving back. Back, 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 now turn. See how he was like, woo!
Yeah. And this is definitely a problem of mine.
So sometimes you got to be a little careful, because he might try to kick you if you put too much pressure on him.
I don't think he'll do that.
I can see it a little bit in him. I don't think he would.
I think he never would. I've had him
See that? So just don't get too close to that hind end. Change directions, make him back up in that turn. Go forward again. He wants to be a little stiff right there, so I'm going to change again. Good. Good boy. So you see how as we're doing this, I'm moving less and less. I don't want to come out here and like start chasing him, because the more I chase him, the faster he better be going. So change directions again, make him step back, move that shoulder across. And you can play with the length of your lead rope, because he seems to know how to do this. So if I want to send him out on a bigger circle, he's allowing me to do that. And I'm going to give him the freedom to do that.
Okay.
Change directions, back, 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 back. Go. Good boy. Yeah. Yes, so this relates to when we're on their back. Because I'm using my hands the same way I would if I was riding him. Okay? So my hands stay with my palms down and my knuckles up. And that way I can feel when he starts to get tight in my hand. He wants to be a little stiff right there. So I just say, hey, soften up. I want you to go the same direction, but I want you to be soft there. And go forward. Good. Good. Now what's he thinking? Now he's thinking back. Now he's licking his lips. That's going to help your turns tremendously. So try that a little bit. Good work. Thank you. Okay, your hands are, there you go. So you move less, make him move more. Good. So he's just telling you, Mom, if you're going to do it for me, I'm going to let you. But we don't want to work that hard, do we? That's what most women do. Yep, we're micromanagers. We want everything to be perfect. We're telling them, you know, you can do this, but here, let me help you. So move less, move your feet less. Get him loping, come on. Move your feet less, put more pressure. There you go. So you're changing your pressure. Instead of moving your feet more, your pressure is coming from your lead rope. There you go, good. That's how you fine-tune those cues for your Liberty work. Good. Yes, ma'am. Good job. Good. There we go. Good. Now come to the side. There. Good. Do it again. Good. Now let him rest. See him licking his lips? He finally understands. Good. Let him rest. Yes, ma'am. Woo! Good stuff. All right, how's everyone feeling? Good? Awesome. So I want you guys to pay attention when you're working your horses on the ground, because the same position that we work horses on the ground is how we work a cow when we're riding. What a concept. It all is meshed together somehow. So, to get your cow to move, they have certain pressure points, correct? The same as our horses. So Josh and I talked about what we wanted to cover for this clinic. Being able to read a cow was one of them, wasn't it? So if you can see what the cow is about to do, you can help your horse push that cow where you want it to go.